Nestled among over 28,000 hectares of vineyards sits Domaine Rougeot. It's a family winery dating back 5 generations, and it's a major player in one of the world's most famous wine regions, Burgundy. While the seeds of Australia's wine culture were planted just 200 years ago, Burgundy has a history of viticulture dating back over thousands of years. It's because of this, Pierre-Henri Rougeot says the knowledge of local winemakers is almost visceral.
When we pressed it and we taste the juice, we directly knows where it comes from.
Unlike the Golden Valley, in Burgundy, vineyards aren't planted next to the winery.
The vineyards are spread out all over Burgundy, sometimes at 20 kilometers from the winery.
The specificity of where winemakers will plant their vines dates back to medieval times, when it's rumoured monks went as far as tasting the soil to determine its quality.
They believe that that specific vineyard here, 5 meters after, it's going to bring a different spectrum of flavours because the soil is different.
With over 400 types of soil in Burgundy, picking the perfect spot to grow a certain varietal is vital. And they say at the top of the hill is where some of the best wines in the world come from. It's a concept they call terroir. When it comes to classifying terroir, Grand Cru is the highest standard you can get. Just 2% of Burgundy's wines fall into this category, and it's the low rate of production that makes them some of the most expensive wines in the world. In the Golden Valley and across the country, we aren't as particular when classifying our wines, but it seems that isn't holding us back.
Yes, I'm sure that Australian guys could compete with us, and it's clearly a good challenge.
What I'm convinced about is that Australia has made major steps in terms of quality. They are already strongly approaching some of the best wines of France. Now I'll stick with my little French opinion. What France has, the history, the location, the climate and the people will be very hard to beat.
Dating back to the 14th and 15th centuries, the vineyards in Burgundy are some of the oldest in the world. Known for their Pinot Noir and Chardonnay grapes, it's been said a continental climate and Burgundy's clay and limestone soils are the ideal conditions for these fruits, making it tough for Australia to compete.
At a certain time of the year when you harvest, the fruit often will be riper in Australia. In Burgundy, will arrive to that almost perfect maturation and balance.
Burgundy Pinot Noir clones were brought to Australia in 1831, but they were only bottled commercially in 1970. Because of the warmer temperate climates down under, it makes the wines very different to taste.
The characteristic for me that always stands up in Australian Pinot Noir is the fruit. The fruit always comes forward. Rather than in Burgundy, the fruit is often very shy, and the earthiness comes first.
And it seems it's easy to drink wine all day in Burgundy, while in Australia the taste for booze seems to overpower our drinking culture.
There is a big difference with the high alcohol percentage. I haven't tasted all the Pinot Noir of Australia, but the one I've tasted are sometimes a little bit hot for us.
We always have in mind young generation in Australia going out, and the first thing they're gonna do arriving at the bar is either drink a beer or a spirit. In Burgundy, it never happened.
Burgundy is home to some of the most expensive and revered wines on earth, and it's no surprise with viticulture dating back 1800 years. So for Australia being just over 200 years old, we've come quite a distance when it comes to our winemaking prestige. And to see how the Golden Valley measures up, Pierre and Alex welcomed the invitation to try a Burgundy-style Pinot Noir from Fal's Winery.
Yeah, that's very fresh. You know, fresh fruit. Terroir expression, very easy to drink.
This is a wine that's been very sought after. You've got a great earthiness into it, restrain. This is elegant. They've done a very good job.